And now, more with Social Women with your hosts, Pat Cruz, Amy Diaz, and Bronwyn Dannenfelser.
We're welcoming back Candita Clayton.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
We're on
Good, how are you?
3?
Week 3.
Wow. Week 3. Okay, and I have to say, week 2 was meditation. Mm-hmm. I have been meditating.
Oh,
every day.
Every day.
Every day I have.
That
so
is great.
Sometimes it's
Does
only for
laying
a
on
few
the
minutes.
beach not doing anything count as meditating?
It could. Did you have a clear head?
Yes, I did. I could hear the ocean and the waves and
that counts.
pigeons everywhere.
Okay, can I say
Seagulls.
Sunday was the first burst of sunshine. I couldn't even help myself. I went in the backyard to lay in the sun with a blanket, and every time the wind was howling, I'd have to wrap it up over me because it was so cold. And I laid there for a few minutes, and I said, "This counts. It counts as meditation."
It does. It absolutely does.
It counts
There's
as meditation.
Rules. There's no rules about where and when you meditate or for how long. That's the whole idea. It's just, it can be 3 minutes, it can be 20 minutes. So
I'm proud of myself. I have been doing it.
A lot of
am
people
too.
have responded that they are doing it and
That's
that
great.
they've tried it. And then I wrote a specific meditation article on the blog, so kind of gives you here's what you do if you've never done it before. You can do this.
Yes, I saw it on golocalprof.com.
Oh, good.
Yes, I did. Before we continue talking about what it is about nutrition, tell us a little bit about the 8-week challenge to better living for those listeners that are just tuning in with us for the first time.
So if you're just tuning in, you need to go to our Facebook page, the 8-week to better living challenge with the Social Women, and like the page. And the minute you like the page, you'll have access to the assessment. So did you all fill out your assessment? I'm not sure we spoke about this.
I did, and
I know
remember
Bronwyn did.
Bronwyn did.
Didn't you guys talk about the assessment and how you picked everything?
Yes, but we were trying to get her to narrow it down a little bit.
I think.
And you didn't tell us what you picked.
No, I didn't. I don't remember. It was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, how can you get better?
She's
if
been
you don't
catching
pick it?
bouquets.
I've been too busy.
So busy.
I've been too busy on working on one of those points about the relationship one. That was one of the choices, wasn't it?
Well, there you go.
So I was making sure I caught the bouquets.
So once you have the assessment and you can fine tune what your goals are, we want to help you get there. So each week we're covering different topics. Last week we talked about exercise and meditation. This week we're talking about nutrition, and we really didn't have enough time to talk about exercise last week. So I did write an additional blog post about exercise, which is on the Candita Clayton livebetter.com blog. So you can go to that.
And they can get the link from that off the 8 Weeks to Better Living Challenge page on Facebook.
Yep, and from Go Local Prov, which there'll be an additional article on Thursday about the challenge on Go Local Prov. So does that explain everything?
Yes.
And we want everyone to know that you can still join us. So this challenge is, it's only for you to help yourself in bettering your life, and you can choose the things that you want to join us in doing each week and pick different topics, or you can, like myself, choose all of them and get the assessment, and that'll help you distinguish what you want to work on.
Definitely.
So.
That really does help, because once you can say, here's the one thing, if I could do just one thing better, it would be this. And then we want to try to help you focus on that. And then talk to us on our page, and we want to know if you have questions, concerns, you need support. We want to be there for you.
Well, I went to the gym. Again, no big feat for me because I hate mornings. I'm really bad in the morning, actually. I went to the gym on Thursday, and I wrote about it because I came back and I was so proud of myself. I know that sounds weird, but the sense of accomplishment matched with whatever endorphins were flying through my body. It was like, woohoo! And I could accomplish the world for the rest of the day. But the best thing was getting the little likes from you, and then you said congratulations to me, and I was like, yay!
I know, a lot of
makes
people
a
liked
difference.
that comment too. I mean, so it just goes to show you that people are supporting you, even, just that little push, that little like, oh, I'm so proud of you that you did that. And
yeah, it made a difference in my day.
It's
That's what the challenge is all about. This is all us liking each other, getting through all of these better pieces. So
we're supporting one another.
Our challenge is found on Facebook, 8 Weeks to Better Living Challenge. You can like the page, and get all the information on what's going on week to week and download the assessment form to be filled out.
And it's not too late. If you haven't been with us for the last couple of weeks, you can start today. It's never too late. We have 5 weeks left.
Yes,
right?
Lots of good things too.
Yeah.
And so far, we've had the evaluation, and the second week we talked about exercise and meditation. And you can find all of this information on your blog and, of course, on the Facebook page so that you can kind of catch up and continue with us on week 3.
Right. So week 3, we're talking about nutrition in terms of not just diet, but really just the best nutrients for us and how to plan to eat better. So whether you want to lose weight or whether you just want to eat more nutritiously, that's what we're going to talk about today. So are there particular challenges that any of the 3 of you have that you want to address?
Time. And I hear someone had peanut butter crackers for lunch. At some point.
Throw in someone under the
Last
bus. Okay.
That would be me.
We'll just guess who that might have been. Speaking of apps on your Verizon phone, you could get this app that one of my Facebook friends told me about this morning. Thank you, Tara. It's called MyFitnessPal, and it's this really cool. She was writing about it, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" And I went to it, and it's a way of tracking your calories and your exercise for the day. Probably could be similar to the one that you talked about, but also it has a big database of foods. But it's really motivating when you write things down, because when you go to have peanut butter crackers, you don't want to write that down.
No.
You know, like I
Never
think
wanna
about
write that
what
down.
I eat because I know I have to write it down and I have to face it. So it's like ring dings, no. Right?
Larry, did you hear that?
Raw
No cupcakes for us.
peppers. Yes. You know, that's so.
Raw
it's-
what?
Raw peppers.
What are
Red
those?
peppers. You don't know
I'm
what
kidding. I know
No.
what those are.
We had
Larry, I was
I
concerned.
pass by them many times in the grocery store when I get the ring dings.
So it's a good way to be accountable to yourself. And then also what you can do is you can plan a goal. If you want to lose weight, it can help you calculate how many calories you should be having over the course of the day. So if you, let's say you wanted to lose 5 pounds in a month, it'll say you need to be eating 1,500 calories a day based on your weight, height, ratio, and then you can kind of keep track of that. So I like those little tools. But you can do it old school too with just a notebook. Just have a little notebook. I exercised this much today. This is what I ate. What could I do better? And don't beat yourself up.
Well, I think, one of the things, and I noticed we had when we were talking to Whole Foods last week, was that the issue came up that Pat was saying she never has time. I find, too, that I will go home, and rather than following like a recipe that's a low-fat recipe, I fall back on my old standards, which are, I love butter and cheese. There's nothing better in the world to me.
Me too. Those are my faves.
But I was trying to figure out when times happen where there stretches of 6 hours where, yes, we weren't able to eat properly. We didn't have like a little snack and that we kept in our drawer. What is it that we can go to that will quickly restore our blood sugar levels, or that will sustain us to for a couple hours till we're going to hit another dinner time? Because that's it. I have all these great plans of how wonderful and healthy my life's going to be, and then they all fall right through the door because life happens.
Right.
You
So
know?
what a really good combination of foods to have when you're feeling a blood sugar dip is protein and carbs together. So
peanut butter crackers.
peanut butter crackers minus like the hydrogenated oil and
Yes.
high fructose corn syrup.
And sodium.
And sodium, yeah. So those, a lot of times, packaged foods are the things that we most want to stay away from because they usually have a laundry list of ingredients, 15 ingredients. So the cleaner the ingredients and the littler the amount, the better it is for you. So a piece of fruit and maybe a piece of cheese, would be a great snack. Most people have some sort of a refrigerator or someplace where they can store healthy snacks. If not, you can bring them with you. I have these little containers that I use for things, and when I'm really regimented about my food, I plan and I containerize it and I take it with me and I know what I have.
Yeah, see, I wish I could get to that point. Like I could evolve to that point where everything is so planned, but it never just seems to be that way. So maybe just grabbing those, some like little cheese and crackers or something, because inevitably I will miss a lunch or.
I love the cheese
something.
sticks.
I do too. That's a great snack.
They're the best.
As long as you don't have like 7. You
Yes.
know?
So you only bring one with you.
7 cheese sticks or 7 packages?
Both.
Okay.
Neither,
What about
neither one of those.
should we hide the vending machine here from Pat?
I think
From
She doesn't
Pat
get-
or from you?
From Pat.
vending machines are just really hard because when you're in a pinch and you're just starving, and you walk by it and it's like all those things are like, pick me, you know.
I've been much better staying away from the machine, by the way, except when you bring in cupcakes.
I haven't done that in 2 weeks.
Okay,
and you
well,
actually
I'm still thinking about
should we,
that.
should we tell her? Should we tell her the dialogue before today's show?
No.
No. Okay. She may have not passed by the machine, but she has passed by the machine.
Okay. I'm staying away from the machine
Okay.
for my challenge now.
Okay.
I'm staying
And it is-
away
it's-
from the machine.
It's not, you are a little bit isolated here
Yeah.
at the Media Peel Studios because it's not like you can just run out and there's some little place where you can grab lunch or maybe something healthy. So that really means that you need to plan a little bit better.
I have to say, the very first time you came in months ago, that was one of the key things that I picked up, planning. So one of the things that I like to do during the course of the week is somehow, and I don't always get to do it, plan meals for the week. Now I have to plan healthier meals for the week. And I'll tell you, the tough time that I have is kids.
Yeah.
And they don't want to hear it with certain things. So,
Right.
My son
Right.
is on a chicken nugget, macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese, hot dog kind of
Right. How old is he?
diet. Too old to be eating that stuff all the time.
Now, would you recommend, because I'm very big on soy products and chicken patties, it's not really chicken, but they're soy, and I do the buffalo chicken nuggets from Whole Foods, and now that you mentioned, I've always been very big about reading nutrition labels, but I never really thought about the fact of looking at the ingredient list. The shorter, obviously, the better, it's something that I'm going to start doing. So thank you very much for the advice. But would you recommend doing soy products instead of?
Not necessarily. Would you consider yourself a vegetarian?
No.
No. Okay. So is there a particular reason why you choose soy?
Because from reading the nutrition labels, there's usually less fat and less sodium.
Okay. That is random depending on the product.
Okay.
So there are definitely some really good soy products. Soy is also something that can be a genetically modified food. So they're trying to change labeling on that so consumers are more aware of genetically modified organisms in their food.
Yes.
So I am skeptical of certain things if I'm not completely clear that it's not genetically modified.
Okay.
So I check every single thing that I eat I just look at it, I evaluate it from every single ingredient.
So let me have a few great, quick things to eat for dinner. I'm planning my meals for the week. Give me a few really good, healthy, for me, lose weight, for kids that they're going to want to eat other than Domino's kind of thing.
Well, you could be, like, for instance, whole wheat pasta is better for you than white pasta because it just is. Nutrient-wise,
carbs.
it's better, complex carbs. But your children might go, whole wheat pasta. So you can...
With gravy, they won't.
They don't have to see the
won't see
packaging.
it.
It's... My kids...
You
do
can
not
taste the
love that.
difference,
I'm
but-
just going to be honest with you. My kids are like whole wheat pasta. So typically I make that for my husband and myself, and I make regular pasta for them. But I use the same sauce, so I can whip up a little fresh tomato sauce with some like a feta cheese or just a grated Parmesan, and that's a really great meal with a salad. It really doesn't take more than half an hour to do that. That's pretty quick.
And feta is really good for you. If
It
you're going
is.
to
It
choose
gives
a
us
cheese,
like really good flavor.
Love
if you're going to
feta.
choose
Yeah.
a cheese, do feta because
Okay,
it's
so-
higher in protein.
Let me have one more.
And then chicken, I usually keep chicken breast all the time in the house with a bunch of different vegetables like mushrooms, peppers. Throw it all in a wok type pan or large pan. And again, it's a half an hour
Okay,
So-
with what? What are we walking this up with?
Well, I always have organic frozen vegetables in the freezer. So pea pods, broccoli, green beans, any of those things. You can either serve the greens on the side or just have fresh vegetables like mushrooms and red peppers, and then have your green beans or your green vegetable on the side, or just throw it all in together.
And breakfast.
great.
Let's remember, breakfast
Let's
is
do
breakfast is like the most important meal of the day, isn't it?
Breakfast can be really easy. It can be as simple as a low sugar yogurt and fruit, or a boiled egg. If you like eggs, hard boiled eggs, I like them because they're an easy portable food. Bananas. A banana is like the perfect.
Okay, that's what I had.
right?
That was my deal this morning. That was my breakfast.
You know,
So
with a
Candy-
little
Yeah.
whole grain cereal.
Yeah. So the website, one more time, our Facebook page for all of our listeners and viewers to get all the information on the 8 Weeks to Better Living Challenge.
That's just what it is. 8 Weeks to Better Living Challenge on Facebook. Find us there first, and then you can follow up on the blog, Candita Clayton, livebetter.com. All the information's there, and Go Local Prov as well.
That's fabulous. Thanks for joining us in
you.
our
Always so
week
fun.
3. Next week, we're going to be talking about
Detox.
detox.
Yeah. Detoxing from people, things, situations.
I'm ready.
I think that's the one that I've been doing.
We're all working on that.